Another valuable substitution method are the situational lineups. These lineups offer the best players at each position for
and with tip-off cup.
Well,
Yeah, DA, very understandable. Thank you. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You take a look at Los Angeles. They were hoping to get off to a better start to the season. Things are still early, so they still may have a chance.
And I think for the Lakers, they talked all offseason about how this year was going to be different. Nobody bought into it then, and nobody's buying into it now.
Yeah, and it's too bad, really unfortunate, because I did think the potential was there. But at this stage, I think we've seen their best, and it's not going to be good enough this season.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. Parker out there with Collins. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie, and it's Rudy Gobert, and it's Fournier in at the two guard. And for Los Angeles, Russell is out there with Brandon Ingram. Then it's Aaron Baines. Then there's Williamson, and it's Olynyk in at the pivot spot manning the middle. And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. Gobert pulls it in. And it's Dinwiddie with the ball. Bringing it up now for Detroit. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. A little bit of a down season for Evan Fournier in 2018-19.
Yeah, it was, Kevin. I mean, he got the same minutes, but his percentages were down. He's out there for his offense, so he's got to be more efficient going forward.
And early in the season, Clark, rotations getting settled. How important do you think it is to have players who really embrace their roles on that team?
You know, I think it's a combination of accepting and embracing your roles, really relishing what it is you're to do and to star in what your particular role is, and finding that out oftentimes is a work in progress even throughout the season.
And probably managing maybe some disappointment if you aren't in the role you thought you were going to be in.
Well said. Exactly right.
Here's Baines. Jabari Parker making his last shot. And Baines kicks to Olynyk. Ingram against Fournier. 5 to shoot. Takes the 13-footer. Los Angeles with another miss.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Parker's shot is off. For Los Angeles, they've gone 0 of 5 here to start the game. Rough start for them. Here's Ingram. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, you know, last season ended early for Brandon Ingram. Thoracic outlet decompression surgery, TODS. Not something you hear every day, but thankfully a full recovery is expected. Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
Here's Parker. It doesn't go for him. And it's the Lakers the other way.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Here's Russell. And it's off the back rim. No good. And Ingram's thoracic outlet syndrome, the same issue that affected Markelle Fultz.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because that injury typically is seen and is more common in baseball players. For Ingram, an early diagnosis of blood clots, which could have ended his career, led to the discovery. You know, relatively speaking, the final result and conclusion, a relief.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
They get the rebound, Gobert, and the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
That kind of energy and hustle on the glass usually produces good results.
Williamson, the pass to Russell. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert. And a 2019 All-Star appearance for D'Angelo Russell. And that's first representative in half a decade.
Yeah, and it's been his most efficient season yet. Remember now, he only played a year at The Ohio State University, so a young player, but he's really taking his game up a notch, scoring and playmaking at a high rate. That validation of being an All-Star, terrific for Russell's confidence. And, you know, quite a bit of turnover for the Lakers in recent years, guys, from the front office to the coaching staff. I think it's always important for an organization to have a common voice to speak in stereo and have everybody in proper alignment from the top down to the court.
Now, here is Russell. We saw him with 39 points last game out. The shot and game clock separated by 4. And Fournier kicks to Dinwiddie. There's 14 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Parker. Here's Gobert. And the layup's good off the glass.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And, you know, their rebounding advantage has been glaring, simply outworking them on the boards for that entire first quarter.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Aaron Baines out there with Williamson. Then it's Brandon Ingram. And there's D'Angelo Russell. And it's Olynyk in at the 5 down low. Williamson with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Sinks the triple. Ingram's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Lakers. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Lou Williams won Sixth Man of the Year for the 3rd time last season. He joined Kevin McHale and Detlef Schrempf as the only players to win the award in consecutive seasons. And with the most career points ever scored off the bench, maybe they should just name this award after him. Kevin?
David, I'm all for it. Thank you so much. And boy, is he in good company. Dinwiddie passes to Collins. Outside Fournier. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. Over Russell. Dinwiddie with the bucket.
Dinwiddie showing you his craftiness in the pick and roll sets, and you can see how he's grown in attacking those. How about the year Spencer Dinwiddie was having last season? He was a candidate for most improved and Sixth Man of the Year, then ended up tearing ligaments in his thumb, which cost him a month. But I still think he had a breakout season and more to come.
That one's good, and the Piston lead is cut to just 5 on the basket from Baines. Dinwiddie attacking. The pass to Gobert. Right side Fournier. Not going to go that time. Some solid defense from Ingram. Clark, you were talking about the injuries for Dinwiddie going into the 2014 draft. A torn ACL caused his drafting stock to slip.
I loved him in college, Kevin. At Colorado, I thought he was outstanding, and he actually had been talked about as a lottery pick. He ended up falling to the second round, and he's showing you he was worthy of being a lottery pick back when he was drafted.
They get a hand on it, and stolen by Fournier. Here's Parker, and the dunk by Parker.
Yeah, the clever Frenchman. Fournier solid at recognizing when the defense isn't covering one of his teammates.
Russell passes to Baines. To the inside. Yep, it goes, and the Piston lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Ingram.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
58 seconds left to play in the first half. And Kelly Olynyk is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Russell against Dinwiddie. Second chance shot, and the layup good by Collins. Collins has got his first bucket in this one.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their lead. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
Olynyk dishes to Russell. With the floater, and the rejection by Collins. Clock is at 3. Ingram on the mark with the 15-footer. Ingram's got his third bucket of the night.
A really strong second quarter in terms of scoring the basketball.
Now, Dinwiddie had a 24-point outing in their last game against the Wizards in Washington.
And it was an unselfish night for him as well. He got plenty of assists to go along with all those points.
And I like his muscular body. This guy is able to body up defenders and still get the shot that he wants. He's excellent at finishing through contact.
And so is Detroit. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Detroit finds themselves ahead after 2 quarters. They've got the 7-point lead. And that does it for our halftime.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Brandon Ingram with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
And on the floor for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. We've got Spencer Dinwiddie. Gobert is out there with Collins. Then it's Evan Fournier. And it's Parker in at the 3 spot. Got that one up quick. Clark, if you were a coach on a team, what would you want to see from a guy by the end of his rookie season in the NBA?
You know, Kevin, I won't be specific because I think it's more general in my estimation. Owning his development, whatever that means, embracing how he's going to get better. If it's a particular area of the game, yes, but understanding the professionalism of work ethic and developing good habits and really owning that. That's what I would want to see.
Russell, no good.
Yet that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
And Fournier is really a total player. I mean, complete. A scorer who can really get up for the occasional slam.
Now here's Ingram. He's got 9. Russell looking around. Bucket is good. Russell's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Nice reaction by D'Angelo to the defense sagging back. Just drops in the simple floater there.
Pass to Gobert. He kicks it to Fournier. Gobert, and there's Gobert, putting it right back in. Gobert's got the lead up to 10 now for Detroit.
Boy, fighting to keep that play alive. Beautiful tip in there.
Ingram wide open. Wide open shot is on the money. Ingram's got 11 points.
They found a nice groove in this half, starting out 3 for 4.
Poked away, and it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here.
The second overall pick back in 2016, Brandon Ingram has shown us flashes. But whether it's defense or offense, still a ways to go.
Dinwiddie kicks to Parker. Shoots it. And Detroit again with the bucket.
And even when defenders try to get super aggressive in how they guard Parker, he still gets the job done. Like the poise this young guy plays with.
And Greg, when you talk about Ingram, where would you look for him to make the next step in his game?
Well, in that one season at Duke, he did shoot over 40% from 3. I think becoming a reliable shooter from out there would be a key building block offensively.
Dinwiddie passes to Gobert. The Pistons working the ball around now. And he gets it to go. Dinwiddie's got the lead back up to 10 now for the Pistons. Passes it to Baines. Ingram against Gobert. Here's Olynyk. Gobert with the block.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Parker dishes to Gobert. Here's Collins. Gobert the pass to Parker. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Here's Collins. And at last, they get one to fall. Collins has got his second basket of the game. Here's Russell. From deep. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him.
Yeah, Dinwiddie does a nice job as a defender because he's got such a good motor.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Pistons lead by 12. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Terrific versatility coming from a big man. Not something that the majority of big guys possess.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Kelly Olynyk is out there with Aaron Baines. Then there's Williamson. Then it's Russell. And it's Ingram at the two-guard spot. That's who's in the game for the Lakers.
Out of France, the sharp-shooting Fournier, an important player to this team because of his scoring ability.
Lakers trail by 14. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Ingram. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Hey, the unselfishness there by Dinwiddie, you love it. He's all about doing what's best for the team.
Pass to Williamson. Ingram kicks to Russell. 5 on the clock. Back to Ingram. Fires from deep. That's tipped.
Well, it's rare to see a block shot from a perimeter player like Dinwiddie, but good job that time.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
And what's been impressive is that it's not been any one player. It's been a collective effort, contributions from everybody.
Russell with it. He's picked up by Collins. Back to Baines. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Evan Fournier. Analytics, Clark, are such a major factor for coaching staff and scouting staffs, and plenty of micro-analysis to go around. But some statistics can actually be a little bit misleading, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin, and you can torture the numbers to say whatever you want them to say, so you have to be careful. I think there's a great place for analytics in the game. It's very useful in some areas, but you have to balance it. There has to be a blend there. Take, for instance, shot blocking. Just because you don't block a shot, that sometimes can dismiss what changing shots do to a team's defense or for a team's defense. The number of threes being taken. Effective field goal percentage is more important than raw field goal percentage because of threes.
There's the pass to Parker. 1:43 left in the game. Releases from 15. They grab their own miss. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5 for 11 night.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
Yeah, I don't think you want to get loose and sloppy or ease up, but it is time for them to start using that clock a bit.
Timeout called the Lakers. They trail by 17. 1:35 left in the fourth quarter. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Evan Fournier.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he had.
He'd finally had enough of their losing streak, and it's going to take something special to regain some kind of momentum. And his effort has been very special tonight.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Pistons.
Their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
They had their way in the paint, and those are all high percentage shots, but the defense couldn't stop them from getting down low.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year. And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for Evan Fournier.
You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
Here's Bolden, back to Williams. Here's the three. Powell pulls it in. 41 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And that one is stuffed right through.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Now they're playing with urgency, huh? They could have done it much earlier, before the game was out of reach.
Here's Harris. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Williams looking around. And so the Pistons take the win. And in the win, all right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to